Path of Exile gets a new expansion. Riot Games wants you to think that esports are real sports. All that and more. I'm Zach Sharps, and this is Free to Play Weekly. First up in the news this week, after 5 years of running ArcheAge as we know it today, Korean developer Exile Games has decided to launch an all-new server featuring a remastered version of the game. According to MMO Culture, the server will launch sometime in 2018 and is being billed as a new beginning for the game. Not much has been said on exactly what is remastered or if this will be a Korean server-only ordeal, but the little that we know is the developers are taking all the balance adjustments made since the game's launch into account. Once we find out more, we'll be sure to let you know right here on MMOBomb.com. Do you guys all remember Dragon's Prophet? Well, GameAgo announced a new version of the game called Savage Hunt back in September, and as of December 6th, the game is live. The dragon hunting free-to-play MMORPG has action combat, 600 different dragons that can be killed or tamed, player housing, and more. The previous iteration of the game, Dragon's Prophet, didn't pick up much steam, but maybe this one will. Are you happy that Savage Hunt is a thing? Leave me a comment down below. If you've been grinding your way through all the maps in the Atlas and were wanting more, Grinding Gear Games' free-to-play ARPG, Path of Exile, is bringing you just that. In the newest expansion for the game, called War for the Atlas, an ancient entity known as the Elder has challenged the Shapers' control of the Atlas of Worlds. This means 32 new maps ravaged by their conflict are open for you to explore, along with Elder Guardians to deal with. Alongside those maps are Shaped and Elder items, 10 new gems, new unique items, and the Abyss Challenge League. As always, quite the hefty expansion from Grinding Gear Games. If any game company has an incentive to legitimize esports in the mainstream, it's Riot Games. League of Legends is its moneymaker, but to take that next step, the company feels like the public at large needs to accept League as a legitimate sport, not just a video game. Their latest video shows popular personalities, some focused in sports, some not, discussing their feelings of if League is a sport or not. It's clear Riot is trying to further legitimize their game as a sport, which I really don't see a reason for as it's already filling up stadiums worldwide. That said, I got a question for you guys, so it's time for the question of the week. Last week on the show, I asked if you guys think the repopulation will ever launch. Most of you guys said no, not surprisingly, with one hoping it might. That said, this week, if you wish for your comment to be possibly featured on next week's show, make sure to leave a comment down below. This week's question is, do you think League of Legends should be considered a real sport, not just an esport? Why or why not? Personally, I don't care either way. I'll still watch the finals every year regardless of its label. Last up in the news this week, as more and more players hop into the free-to-play battle royale title Fortnite, Epic Games keeps adding new features. This time around, for a limited time, players can now compete in a 50 vs 50 mode, which will only last until December 17th. However, if it's popular enough, it wouldn't be surprising if it's added as a permanent or seasonal mode for players to enjoy. Pretty interesting addition, and I bet those games get pretty chaotic. Speaking of things that get chaotic, giveaways, of course. Yes, despite a drought in giveaways as of late, be sure to head on over to mmobomb.com, bookmark that giveaways page, and check in daily to ensure you don't miss one. As for myself, signing out till next week's show, my name is Zach Sharps, and I'll catch you guys next time.